All right, what's up guys? Chris Lee back with another Just Throw a Disc Golf video. Hey, check this out. If you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get more videos like this in the future. All right, so what's up guys? Chris Lee back with another Just Throw It video. Hey, check this out. What I'm gonna be doing in this video is just pretty much talking to you guys about some of the disc dye services that I'm offering, but also where you guys could be able to pick up some of your discs if you wanna go ahead and get your disc dyed by me. I know that there's some other options out there and we'll kind of go over that. But what I'm gonna also be doing is kind of showing you guys some of the discs that I dyed. There's tons that I've already done. I mean, for different clients, so I won't really have a lot here right now, but I'll be able to pull up at least some pictures and things like that. What I wanna do is just kind of show you guys what some of the discs look like and, you know, what I would recommend if you guys wanna go ahead and get some discs. All right, so let's just go ahead and let me show you guys at least some discs, okay? So check this out. Here we have a Innova Toro, okay? And then this one is, I believe, a Crave or something like that from MVP. All right, so I recently did these for a client. He's set to come pick these up here soon. This is basically an Innova Toro, and I believe this is one piece or something like that type of logo on a disc. And as you can see, I've done a Floetrol background, and it's a pretty sick disc. I'm not sure if all the lighting is doing it any justice, but the colors really pop. They're very solid. It's a nice design on it in general. Okay, I have designs like this. This is also a Gengar, which is pretty sick on a Crave. Absolutely love throwing an MVP Crave. If you don't have one, you definitely need the bag one. I'll have links in the description box so you guys can go ahead and get one. If you want to get one that's pretty much, you know, the regular stamp from MVP, then they'll have it on the website. But if you want to get like one to have me dye it, or just, you know, a blank Dyer's Delight disc, then they'll also have those on my sponsor's website, which is golfdisco.com. So go ahead and check those out, but check it out. Okay, and on the back of these, I have my Just Throw It stamp, which is pretty cool. And I kind of did like a little smoky background to kind of fit the vibe for this one. But this came out pretty sick. And I do that pretty much on all my discs, because obviously you want to show what your work is, but then also, you know, let people know, you know, this is Just Throw It. So if you ever see this logo, then you know that's me. And if you ever see somebody who has a disc and they didn't pay for it, and I say, hey, my disc is missing, and you see that stamp on there, they probably stole it, okay? All right, so this is one of my Craves. Again, you're not gonna be able to see the color really well because all the lights in my room is pretty bright to shoot this video. But this is a Crave, okay? So my Incredible Hulk, okay? So my Incredible Hulk, this is one of my favorite discs to throw. This is my Shrike, same concept. It's got the logo on the back. But I absolutely love throwing this disc. And I've always been a huge fan of a Shrike, but dyeing it makes me want to throw it even more. Like, I get so pumped up and fired up to throw dyed discs in my bag. It just does something to me when it comes to playing disc golf. Like, at first I was like excited to throw certain discs just because I was playing disc golf. But then now I'm at the point to where after dyeing a disc, you absolutely get fired up and pumped up to go ahead and crush some discs that are dyed just because it looks cool while it's flying in the air. I mean, it just looks badass in general. So it makes you want to go ahead and bag it. It makes you want to throw it. And it makes you more motivated to put more dyed discs in your bag. Here's another one. This one came out pretty sick as well. Again, you can't see it because of the colors of my light. I wish my light wasn't so bright. Coming on this side, it kind of makes it a little bit darker. And I'll pretty much show you like some images of all these in general so you'll be able to see them. But this is pretty cool. It just has like a bunch of multicolor around it. I kind of do like this little technique to where I do like a shaded color to where I'm not really doing it, filling it all the way in, but just doing like certain parts around it. And again, I'm going to show you guys some pictures so you'll be able to see this stuff. Check it out. This is on a Discraft Scorch, which is also one of my favorite discs in my bag. I just think that that's pretty sick on there. Came out pretty dope. Check it out. Same thing here. Pokemon Jigglypuff. Again, you can't really see the color that well just because all the lighting It's really hot pink, and I'm just gonna bring a picture so you guys will be able to see this stuff. But this came out pretty sick too. Maybe if I go to that side, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, this kind of helps a little bit. I don't know. And I have a uplink from MVP, which is pretty cool, like a cell dyed moon, I don't know, planet type vibe, which is really cool. And some of these dyes I done, you know, like 2 months ago or something like that, maybe 3. And it's been cool because a lot of these dyes are still lasting and they still look really good. And I'm playing in Arizona to where there's a lot of sun. It's very hot. If you leave these out in the sun or you leave them out in the car, you can actually damage the dye on the disc because the sun is pretty much cooking them. Okay, so if you want them to look best and stay looking crispy, then you definitely want to bring your disc in a house. And you probably shouldn't be leaving your disc out in a car anyways, just because you're likely going to damage them, warp them, especially if you live out here in Arizona like I do. There's just, you can get up to temperatures like 115, 110, sometimes hotter than that. So that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind, is you want to protect your discs and not leave them in a car. They can warp, and then they also can lose that disc dye paint that they have on them just because they're sitting out in the sun, and they'll fade like anything else. But if you bring them inside, take care of them, and only take them out to throw them, then they'll definitely last a very long time. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is talk to you guys about some of the pricing. So what I'm going to do is just kind of move this down here. All right, guys, so let me just go ahead and talk to you guys about some of the disc dye pricing that I have in general, okay? And I'm going to kind of tell you guys why I started it off the way that I have it right now. Okay, so this is kind of how it happened for me. First and foremost, I just want to let you guys know that I've always been an artist. I do art, graphic design, painting, all kind of different things like that. And I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and incorporate that inside of disc golf, okay? So once I started seeing how people were dyeing discs, I was like, yo, this is kind of cool. It makes me love disc golf even more now because I get to go ahead and incorporate something that I know how to do on the art side and then bring it to disc golf as well. So I thought it'd be cool to go ahead and start dyeing discs and kind of making some money from there, okay? So with that being said, what I basically did was I got some discs and I started to dye disc from the beginning. And trust me, guys, I had very little experience. I only started like 2.5 months, maybe 3 months ago or something like that. And the first discs that I dyed were terrible. I mean, absolutely terrible, because it was a trial and error thing. It's not that that's a bad thing. That's how you learn something, right? We all play a sport. We're not really that good at first. We all, play an instrument. We're not really that good at first. Kind of the same concept. So I started off, I couldn't get the consistency right. I couldn't get the colors right. And I didn't know anything about stenciling or anything. I just wanted to try to get the temperatures right and getting dyeing discs in general on point. And I struggled a lot. I went ahead and put in the work just like I do in disc golf. I learned it really quick and fast, and I was able to really just develop and get better and better. So every week I'm getting better and better at this. Now I'm about to kick it up a notch and start doing stuff with denatured alcohol, which will allow me to do a lot more smooth blending and transitions and gradients and fades and things like that, which is going to be super cool. That stuff is a lot more time consuming. So, obviously I'm going to match the price with that. But all right, guys, so let's jump into the disc dye design pricing, okay? Phase 1 would be $25, and that's just pretty much, it'll be just straight color on a disc, and that's with no stencil, no hand paint. You can do it in a yin yang concept. You can do it in a cell dye concept, swirl concept, pretty much whatever you want to get, okay? Then what we have is a phase 2. A phase 2 pretty much is going to be $50. That's going to be the color with stencil but without hand paint, okay? This process is just going to be more so the color that you want on a disc dye, whether that be shaving cream, Floetrol, lotion, a glue bed, whatever the case may be, iodide poly, whatever the case may be, with a stencil, but only the outline, nothing that is going to be filled in inside of the stencil, no hand painting, no extra color inside of that, just a black stencil or whatever color stencil that you may want. I definitely prefer the black just because it pops more and it stands out more, okay? Phase 3 is going to be, which is one of my most popular options right now, is the $75 option. This one is going to be the color dye with the stencil and with the hand paint, okay? You have to go through a process of dyeing your disc first, okay? And that takes however long you may do it, whether you do it with heat lamps or dehydrators or anything else, okay? Or if you're one of those people that let it sit for 48 hours, there's just different options out there for you to use, okay? So this one is gonna take, it varies on the time. Sometimes it can take 48 hours just to create the background. Sometimes it can take 12 hours. Sometimes it can take 2 hours. Just depends on the process and the look that you're going for. Okay, so that's one process. That would be phase one. Phase two would be the second portion of that, which would be stencil. Okay, the stencil would consist of like hot dipping, or if you're going to hand paint the stencil or whatever the case may be. That's a process within itself. You got to try to get it on point. It takes vinyl. I have a Silhouette machine. I have a a Cricut machine. These are all things that I had to go out and purchase to make this possible. When I first started, I tried to do stencils the old school way with the X-Acto knife and things like that. And honestly, the lines wasn't as crisp. I wasn't able to get it to stick on there properly. I didn't have vinyl, and I got a lot of bleeds and things just to not turn out good for me, okay? There is a process now that where I'm able to use my vinyl sheets to go ahead and cut the stencil. And that's really cool because it helps me out. So if I do like a custom design, then I'm able to draw it out first and things like that. Stencil it out and then put it on the disc, okay? The phase three process is going to be the color dye. So you do that process of dyeing the disc, and then you do the process of actually stenciling the disc with the vinyl, transfer paper, the whole 9 yards with that. And then this one actually consists of going back and creating another batch of paint or dye, and pretty much going in and hand painting everything to either create more detail, create more depth, create a different separation from the background. So it's a total different process than the actual beginning of the color dye. It's just, that's why it's $75, because it's 3 different phases. It takes a lot longer. It takes a lot more detail, time. It's just a lot harder to be able to do that, okay? Phase 4 is my other popular option. This one will be $100+. Now this is $100+, and here's the reason why. Because this will consist of me creating you a logo design from scratch. Now this can get really pricey. It can go up to, $400, $500, $300, whatever the case may be. Reason being is because I'm doing the work of creating you a custom logo from scratch, okay? And that may be something that you have an idea about, and I'm able to go back and kind of recreate it or retweak it and then turn it into a stencil and then put it on a disc and then go through the whole process of phase 3 again, which is dyeing the disc first and then going ahead and creating that stencil, getting it put on a disc properly, and then after that going back and hand painting inside of that whatever color details you may want. Now that is going to be an option for people who want to have a custom logo or whatever the case may be. That don't have to be the option that you go with, but it depends on you and what you want to put in your bag. I pretty much came up with my prices from talking to some of the most popular people on YouTube who dye disc, on Instagram, etc., whatever, and I asked them about my pricing, and I said, hey, I just started, a couple months ago. Am I charging too much? Am I charging too little? They were like, honestly, in my opinion, we think that you're not charging enough. But if you want to go ahead and branch off into the market and start making some money, this is what you should start with. This is a general rule of thumb. You base it off what you think that you're doing for the work and the service and what you're going to be charging them. Now, I do, in a sense, feel like I'm cutting myself a little bit short, but it's also a way to help get my name out there. Now, I am a business owner in production. And in fact, I run a couple businesses in general, okay? So I always try to not sell myself short or cut myself short, but I try to put myself in a realm to where I'm able to compete in the market, okay? Because you want to be reasonable. Some people are going to hold it against you that you haven't been in business that long, or you haven't been doing this for that long, so you can't charge a certain price. And then, if you go with cheap, a lot of times if you do things too cheap, then people are going to automatically either expect that all the time, or they're going to think that you don't have any quality work, okay? So you got to kind of find a middle ground. I try to take care of me as the business, person or the business owner, and then I try to take care of the consumer buyers as well, because I know that people may not have a lot of money, but at the same time, not everybody cares to have dyed discs in their bag. Some guys have already came at me disrespectfully trying to get some stuff for free. Some guys are always trying to get me to go down on a price. And at the end of the day, if you don't want to pay my price for getting disc dyes, then honestly, you're going to have to find somebody else, or you're going to have to get on YouTube or go to school or sit down and find a mentor and find somebody else to help you start dyeing discs, because I'm not going to sell myself short just because you want to get something free. If you can't go to Walmart, if you can't go to a big store, if you can't go to a dealership, if you can't go to anywhere and get something just for free, then don't try to come and get that from me, okay? Don't try to walk in and try to get a free discount because we're friends or boys or whatever. Allow me to do that, okay? I'm a veteran. I'm going to be doing, 10% discounts for veterans. I'm trying to look out for everybody in general, but I want people to respect my art. I want people to respect my craft. Overall, this takes time. It's very time consuming. It's a long process, but it's something that I really take pride in. And I want to have some cool discs in my bag. I want to have some cool discs in your bag just to be able to have my logo on there. Guys, this is about people separating themselves from the real people, real consumer buyers who want to support you, and the people who want to get something for free. The people who want to get something for free is going to look at this and be like, I'm not going to pay for that. But the people who actually want to have some cool, sick dyes in their bag or whatever, they're going to say, hell yeah, I'm going to pay for that, because I want to set myself apart. I want to throw some cool discs. I want to support Chris Lee of Just Throw a Disc Golf. I want to support friends of mine. I want to support people who are trying to put a little bit more into the disc golf community. And that's what I'm doing. I love playing disc golf. I absolutely love it. But now I love it even more because I get to go ahead and create some artwork or some designs to go ahead and go into you guys' bag. And if you guys have a certain design that could be stenciled that you want to get on a disc dye, then I'm able to do that. And if you want me to create something custom, then I'm able to do that as well. So this is going to be like a phase 1 idea, or that cell dye idea. Okay. And this is more of like a phase 2. You see I got the colors and I got the black outline and stencil. And then also this is another phase 2 type concept, except the stencil is reversed. Instead of it being black, it's white, or just left white. Okay, and then you have the ones that I showed you. These are like phase 3s. Okay. Where's the other one at? Yeah, phase 3 concepts and things like that. And then this one, same concept. All right, guys. So with that being said, if you guys are looking for disc dyes to get, or dyed discs to get in general, then I highly recommend that you guys visit my sponsor's website, which is golfdisco.com. Guys, go ahead and go on the website and find you some Dyer Delight discs. They have discs on the website. If you guys need disc in general, okay, or disc golf stuff in general, I highly recommend that you use Just Throw It Disc Golf for 15% off. The only thing that they're not offering discounts on right now is, I believe, MVP disc. So you can get a shipping discount, but you can't necessarily get a discount using my Just Throw a Disc Golf, okay? So with that being said, guys, go on the website, grab you some Dyer Delight discs, grab you some discs. If you want me to dye your disc, it'd be even better. You support me by going ahead and go to the website, buy those discs, and then I'll work with you on the price when it comes to actually doing a disc dye for you, okay? So if you get a phase 3 from me and you buy a disc from the Golf Disco website, then I'll go ahead and give you like a $10 discount or something like that, okay? Since that is my most popular option. So if you buy from Golf Disco website and support the company and support me as well, then I'll go ahead and give you a $10 discount on that. Okay, so it just works out for everybody. My sponsor, myself, and you guys. I'm able to get the disc directly from them. They do a really good job of shipping the disc out to me ASAP. I don't have to wait, 2 weeks or something crazy, or a week and a half or something crazy like that. So that is a positive shout out to them. But also, if you don't want to get any dye discs and you just want discs in general, go ahead and buy your disc from Golf Disco, because they have great deals on discs and equipment, and they work with a lot of companies. So guys, it's definitely worth it if you guys do that, okay? Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for supporting me as always, and you already know what it is. If you're new to disc golf, pick up a disc, don't stress, and just throw it.